Hello, friends. Welcome to our Zohar reading for world peace. There are friends here that I recognize names now and certainly places. Joining us, we have friends from Tennessee, from Michigan, from Pennsylvania, from Ohio, from Israel, from Denmark, from Woodstock, Ontario, from the Netherlands, from New York. Yep. So, before we start, I'd like to read you something from this book called Gems of Wisdom, which is basically about the Zohar and all of the work that comes out of the Zohar. And it's comments by sages about the value and the importance of exactly what we're doing, of the study of the Zohar and of the connection with the light that is in the Zohar. And I'm reading this as a little guidance as to what we're doing here. This is by Bala Salam, who is the teacher in the lineage of which I, and therefore you right now, are a part. My teacher is the student of the son of Bala Salam, who in this case was the direct teacher of my Rav's teacher. In other words, this is a continual stream of light and of the giving and passing down to humanity of how to make this connection, what to connect to, how to connect, and how to receive this. So he says, the Creator is the absolute goodness. And because we realize that the Creator is in and of himself complete and needs no one to help him, no completion, since he precedes everything, it's therefore clear that he does not have any will to receive. And because he has no will to receive, he is fundamentally devoid of a desire to harm anyone. It is as simple as that. Furthermore, it is completely agreeable to our mind, to the first concept, that he possesses a desire to bestow goodness upon others, meaning to his creatures. And that is evidently shown by the great creation that he has created and set before our eyes. For in this world there are beings that necessarily experience either good feeling or bad one, and that feeling necessarily comes to them from the Creator. And once it is absolutely clear that there's no aim to harm in the nature of the Creator, it necessitates that the creatures receive only goodness from him. For he has created them only to bestow upon them. Thus we learn that he has only a desire to bestow goodness. And it is utterly impossible that any harmfulness might be in his domain which could emit from him. Hence we have defined him as absolute good. And of course, the dilemma for us is that is not how we feel. It's not what we see. We are constantly feeling quite the opposite of that. This message, it comes from the mind, the quality of mind that is behind the light in the Zohar. This is what the Zohar is communicating to us, but it's not just communicating it to us. It's written and communicated in such a way that it lets us enter that sensation, that quality of absolute good, despite the appearance of things, is something that we should feel as feeling a friend before us. It allows us to feel this tangibly, but not in the place that we normally feel, but in a place that comes from wanting to be connected to the whole of reality, to every person, for the purpose of good, in exactly the same way as it described this quality of the Creator behind the entire reality. And what we don't see, or the darkness that we feel that we do see, is created for us as a contrast that allows us to feel the good, and in no way is meant to harm us. But how can we get ourselves closer to that? Well, with the help of the light, with the help of the connection between us and others. All we have to do with the Zohar is to aim at that and try as hard as we can as we push the boat out into the water, that the reason that we're doing that we're beginning to travel in the light and towards the light, is only for the purpose of being able to experience that way. And everybody is in that boat with us. If not, then we will still be dividing everything into pieces, and we will be hearing the language of the Zohar as proof of the truth of our doubts. But if all we want to do is to be able to go on this journey together, to be exposed to this love, then what we are trying to do is we're trying to become, as creatures, we're trying to become like the quality of this love. So let's do that. Now, I also want to tell you that I'm experimenting with the length of this broadcast. Instead of an hour, it will be a half an hour, and the reason for that is to increase the intensity of what we're doing. So let's try as much as possible. You may be doing other things, that's fine. Try not to disconnect no matter what's happening and what you're doing. You don't have to use your frontal brain. All you have to do is try to remain aware of the connection to the others that are along with you, reuniting in such a way that we create a vessel that actually can receive the light that's in the Zohar. So, be reading from Devarim, from the Zohar's comments on Deuteronomy. Are you with me? Are you with the others? Do you feel them? Do you want to feel them? How powerful is the force of Torah, and superior she is to everything. Anyone who engages in Torah, which means instruction by the light, anyone who engages in Torah does not fear upper ones or lower ones, and does not fear ill happenings in the world, because he grips to the tree of life, the Torah, and eats from it each day. The Torah teaches a person to walk in the path of truth. She teaches him counsel, how to repent before the master, and even if he is sentenced to death, everything's canceled and departs from him, and does not stay over him. Therefore we should engage in Torah day and night, and never part from her. As it is written, and you shall meditate therein day and night. If he removes the Torah from himself, or parts from her, it is as though he has parted from life. When a person rises from his bed at midnight to engage in Torah, a herald calls on him and says, "Behold, bless the Lord, all the servants of the Lord who stand in the house of the Lord in the nights." In the morning, when he stands in prayer before his master, calls on him and says, "I have given you always among them that are standing." After he concludes his prayer with favor before his master, he should devote his soul with the heart's desire to Malchut. There are several counsels for a person in everything. When he is in prayer, All those words that one utters from his mouth in that prayer rise up and breach airs and firmaments until they reach the place that they reach, and the crown in the head of the king, who makes a crown out of them. In all of one's actions, he should see the King Creator before him. Anyone who's walking along the road who fears robbers should aim for 3 things: a gift, a prayer, and a war, as did Jacob when he feared Esau. However, the most important of them is the prayer. But even though prayer is the most important, 2 or 3 friends engaging in words of Torah is the most important of all, for they do not fear robbers because divinity is connected to them, for they're engaged in Torah, in instruction by the light. The Creator is destined to open the eyes, for there has never been wisdoms that would gaze upon the inner wisdom and attain what they did not attain in this world, so they would know their master. Happy are the righteous who are rewarded with that wisdom, for there's no wisdom like that wisdom, no knowing like that knowing, and no adhesion like that adhesion. One who loves the King does a great chesed, a great grace or kindness. He does chesed with all. A greater chesed is called a true chesed, when he does not desire reward for his works, but works only because of the love of the King, whom he loves dearly. For this reason, chesed depends on the love of the King, which is why he is called Abraham who loves me. For because he loved him dearly, he multiplied chesed in this world. When a person comes to unify the name of the Creator, all the hosts of heaven stand in lines to be corrected and to all be included in that unification, to stand in one unification. They are all properly corrected in their corrections through that unification. It is a commandment to love. The love of the Creator means that one should love him with great love, as did Abraham, who loved the Creator with a great love and devoted his body and soul to him. From this we learn that one who loves the Creator keeps 10 utterances. 10 sephirot above and below. For this reason, all those 10 trials by which Abraham was tried and succeeded in all of them correspond to 10 utterances, because each trial is one utterance, one sephirah, an entrance by which he has tried and succeeded. An utterance. For this reason, there are 10 trials opposite the 10 sephirot, and Abraham succeeded in all of them because he was tried and clung to the right of the Creator, which is called great love, chesed de zeranpin. It's called great love because one who stands in this love is tied to the upper world, which is zeranpin. An everlasting love is the lower world, Malchut, to which the love of the Creator is tied. Everything, great love, everlasting love, are one without separation between them. The love transcends all the works in the world. With love, the Creator's name is glorified and blessed more than anything. Since the day when Israel were exiled from their land, there has not been joy before the Creator. And it is all because of the love that the Creator loved them. As it is written, "I have loved you," said the Lord. This is why it is written, "And you shall love the Lord your God." And you shall love means that one should connect to him with sublime love, that any work that one should do for the Creator should be done with love, and there's no work like the love of the Creator. There's nothing more favorable in the eyes of the Creator than one who loves him properly. As it is written, "with all your heart." What does with all mean? It should have said with all your heart as well as with all your soul and with all your might. What is with all your heart? It comes to include both hearts, one good and one bad. With all your soul means with two souls, one good and one bad. With all your might means whether one comes into wealth by inheritance or whether he's earned it. One who loves the Creator is crowned with chesed, with grace, from all sides. Does chesed to all and cares not for his body or means. How do we know it? From Abraham, who, because of his love for his Maker, cared not for his heart, for his soul, or for his means. For his heart means that Abraham did not look after his own will for his love for his master. For his soul means that he had no mercy for his son and wife for his love of his master. For his means that he stood at a crossroads and offered food to the whole world. This is the reason why he was crowned with the crown of the Sphira Chesed, as it is written, mercy to Abraham. One who's tied with the love of the Master is rewarded with it, and moreover, all the worlds are blessed for him. This is the meaning of what is written, and your pious ones shall bless you. Do not pronounce it, shall bless you, but shall bless ko. This is referring to the original language of the text. Shall bless ko. Since the pious ones, those who have been rewarded with the Sphira of Chesed, will bless divinity, who is called Ko. Thus even divinity is blessed because of them. Happy are those in whom the love of their master clung. There's no measure to the portion of those in that world. Friends, likewise, let's cling. Let's cling to each other. Let's exchange our mind for the mind behind the text. The righteous have several sections, above sections in that world. The highest among those sections is for those to whom love is their master, is connected. Since their section ties to the palace that rises above all, because of that, the Creator is crowned with love. The palace, the highest of all, is called love, and everything stands on love. As it is written, many waters cannot quench love. Everything stands with love because the holy name Havaya is so. The upper tip, Keter of Yod of Havaya, Chochmah never parts from her because the Keter is on her love and never parts from her. The letter He of Havaya is Bina, from which the Yod, Chochmah, never parts, and they are always together in love, never parting from one another. Likewise is He of Havaya, as it is written, and a river comes out of Eden, where the river Bina comes out of Eden, Chochmah. Bina always comes out of Chochmah, and they forever cling with love. When Vav-He, Zeranpin and Malchut cling to one another, they cling together in love. The groom with the bride, whose way is always in love. It follows that Yod with the first He with Vav, and Vav with the last He, always connect to one another with love, and everything is called love. Hence one who loves the king becomes tied to that love, and this is why it is written, and you shall love the Lord your God. The evil inclination, what is it like? When it comes to bond with a person, It's like an iron before it's placed in the fire. Once it is heated, it returns being entirely like fire. When the evil inclination comes to bond with a person, it's like a person who sees the opening and sees that there is no one at home to stop him. He enters the house and becomes a guest there. And he sees that there's no one to stop him from leaving there to go on his way. Since he entered the house and there was no one to stop him, he became appointed over the house and became the landlord of the house until he finds that the whole of the house is in his possession. The amount of pleasure is according to the amount of will to receive. However, it must be straightened so it's limited to receiving in order to bestow. And this is done by the lights of Bina, because the will to receive will be corrected and straightened into being reception in order to bestow, and then the will to receive will not be corrupted as before. By that he's healed from all the blemishes that were in him. New Zohar, VaEtchanan, I pleaded. The word echad, one, in Shema Yisrael, hear, O Israel, the dalet of echad is higher and bigger than the other letters. Likewise, the resh, asher, other, is bigger than the other letters, to make a distinction so as not to replace the high and holy one. One God, and include the other side with him, another God. The sign is that and Daled in Hear, O Israel are big. The ayin of Shema and the Daled of Echad are the letters Ed, meaning witness, implying the need to testify a testimony to the secret of secrets to elicit one measure for measuring the faith. One who knows that secret knows the secret of his master and inherits two worlds, this world and the next world. Also, the measure is called the measuring line. Excuse me. This was given to the high and holy sages who know the meaning of their master and exert in his glory. It was not given to the wicked of the world who do not know and do not care for the glory of their master. Those true righteous on whom the meaning of the upper faith depends are permitted to know and to look because they stray neither to the right nor to the left, but cling to the middle line. One who knows the meaning of the wisdom can attain and make the merits on all sides until he knows the upper secrets, the secrets of his master, the secrets of the wisdom to know and to attain. One who knows and regards, happy is he in this world and in the next world, because that rule will correct a man's legs to enter the presence of the king and to walk on a straight path. Happy is he in this world, and happy is he in the next world. So, we are reading for world peace in its complete meaning, not just as a result of this war, and the reaction to it all around the world, which presents us with a situation of impossibility. There's nothing that we can depend on in this world that can in any way bring a solution here. The attitude of the hearts of the world about this conflict is an attitude about the very essence of separation or unity. And the only answer has to be from an upper level. And the fact that we are presented with this impossibility is another great kindness that allows us to walk in the instruction by the light, by faith, that is by the connection to the upper force, which is the only authority in reality. It's the only actor in reality. And what's in our heart depends on that. And the only way in which we can ask to be connected to that is through our connection with each other. So the reading for world peace is not a reading. It's already participating in the essence of that place where world peace issues, from where it issues. And I thank you from the bottom of our heart for gathering today and for doing this together. Let me know if you feel that the 30 minutes is better, the intensity is better, and we'll see what we do going forward. Thank you, friends.